You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome back to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley with Insurance for Texans. We help church leaders to protect their people and property with wisdom and clarity. Today's episode is for church leaders who feel the clock ticking loudly in their ears. If you're staring at an expiration date on your church's insurance policy and realizing you're running out of time, this conversation is for you. Gene is the administrative pastor at a church in Waco. He's responsible, thoughtful, and has done what many churches try to do, keep insurance costs from eating up the ministry budget. Over the years, he and the finance committee stayed engaged, watched renewals carefully, and tried to be good stewards. But this year, things changed. A couple of claims hit their loss history. Nothing dramatic, just enough to catch the attention of their insurance company. That led to a non-renewal notice. They had 60 days, so Gene went about finding new coverage for the church. He assumed the process would move like it always had, but things had changed dramatically since the last time the church had to shop for coverage. 48 hours before the old policy expired, Gene still didn't have replacement coverage. That's when the pressure hit. Being uninsured, even for a day, was not an option. One storm, one accident, one liability claim could undo years of faithful stewardship. Gene's situation is not unique. More and more churches are facing a dramatic shift from how church insurance has always been done. Let's talk a little bit about what has caused this change. Insurance companies that once moved quickly are now cautious and slow. Many have left the Texas marketplace entirely. Others have tightened underwriting so much that churches with even minor claim history are flagged immediately. Property insurance is especially difficult thanks to hail losses to large church buildings. Gene didn't do anything wrong. He was operating on outdated assumptions in a market that no longer exists. Here's the hard truth every Texas church needs to understand. When you need insurance right now, your options narrow quickly. Carriers want stability, documentation, and time to evaluate risk. When the timeline shrinks, prices go up, and coverage often has to be scaled back. This is where the right insurance partner matters more than ever. A specialized church insurance agent understands how underwriters think, what information actually matters, and how to position your church when time is short. That means clearly explaining your property, your ministries, your safety practices, and your claim history in a way that reduces uncertainty for the carrier. Gene learned this fast. He also learned that speed requires preparation. Loss runs, copies of the expiring policy, accurate building details, roof age, and ministry activities all matter. The more complete the picture, the better the chances of getting coverage placed before the deadline. And here's another important lesson. When you're securing coverage in the final days, expectations need to be realistic. You may not get the perfect policy. You may not like the price, but having coverage in place is always better than having none. This season has taught a lot of churches the same thing. It's no longer enough to set it and forget it with insurance. Planning ahead isn't optional anymore. It's part of faithful stewardship. Gene's church ultimately secured coverage through our True Texas Church insurance program. It wasn't effortless, but it protected his church and bought them time to plan more strategically for the future. So if you're listening today and feeling that same urgency, here's what I want you to remember. Don't panic, don't delay, and don't assume the process will work like it used to. If your church needs insurance quickly or you're facing a non-renewal, reach out to our church insurance team at Insurance for Texans. Connect with us by going to our website at insurancefortexans.com. And if you want to stop living from renewal to renewal, I encourage you to read our book, The Promise of Certainty. It lays out a clear framework for aligning your insurance with where your church is today and where God is leading it tomorrow. Get your copy at thepromiseofcertainty.com. I'm Ron Wadley, and this has been Faith Stewardship and Insurance, protecting Texas churches. Until next time, remember, you don't have to navigate your church's insurance alone.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.